let's have some fun today. Before I get to the two figures that I picked up that are highly anticipated for me, let's talk about turning lemons into lemonade, kind of. So, this Superman greaser soups, I like to call him, I pulled the head off that peg so he doesn't look as chubby in the cheeks. He came with that Ultraman. Now, I also used those trunks from this Golden Age Superman that I don't know. I'm not a fan of at all, really. Doesn't do it for me. I don't hate this. I know everyone's going to disagree. I know it. I already, there's something about it in hand. I don't know. First of all, this captures like a superpowers vibe. The best head sculpt he's done. Overall, will still be this first head sculpt he did. But this head has a little character and charm. It does look like he's straight ripped out of grease. I don't hate it. I don't hate this build of a figure now. But I got this at GameStop, by the way, the 2-pack. I like this Ultraman for the head. He's more menacing. But I'll tell you what I like. Moving my little superpowers team to the side. I tell you what I'm going to do. And this isn't going to be for everyone because not everyone makes dioramas. And I'm aware of that. I'm a particular collector who likes to jump around and repaint and make dioramas. And that's just fun to the hobby. I recommend it, but everyone doesn't do it. So bam, this piece here, the Daily Planet-like globe, I'm going to dry brush this planet first of all so it's separated, stands out from the globe. But if you throw that on a diorama with like bricks crumbling, and I'm going to have these two like fighting on that diorama piece. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see a really good pic. Now imagine this instead of dirty wood. Imagine this like crumbled up pavement and concrete, bricks around. That's going to go in the glass cabinet. That's going to be a striking piece. When I stop being lazy and get around to making that, I will have that on the channel. Now, let's get down to business. Let's get down to brass tacks, whatever the fudge that means. I don't know what we'll do first. Let's do the freeze first because we're on a DC theme. I don't know what the hell this, kind of like deep diver suit is all about. But let me tell you, first off, this clamshell packaging, it's so fun to see this again on shelves. This has some weight to it. I love McFarlane figures, so I don't want to say this to sound like, well, dude, what do you mean? If you collect McFarlane, how can you say they feel cheap? Well, they do sometimes, but I'm cool with that because they are cheap. They're $20, but this has some weight. This feels like it was made by a different company. Let's get him out of the package. There's a comic book in there. Really nice, solid back, but the comic book is kind of screwed up because it raises the price, and I don't like that. But let's take him out now. I have no idea why Freeze is in a deep diver suit, but it works. This is a really neat little figure. He is, I don't know if he's undersized or what. Let's look at Nightfall. No, I don't know. I don't know how big he should be. I will say this, finally with Page Punchers, I got a Batman one and I have a Freeze one. So at least I have a continuing story. So I can actually maybe read and find out why the hell Freeze is in a deep diver suit, why Batman looks like Frazetta Conan, and I really like the way this thing feels. Everything is smooth. He's in a suit, so articulation is gonna be limited as I keep banging into this camera. There's a ton of detail. I think as far as paint, I do like the way these eyes. It's really a striking little dude. It would be fun to Dremel out this face, put like a skull head in there and put a clear plastic. If I can grab this another one of these, I might to customize and do some wild shit too. I like this thing. I do. I mean, he didn't mess with Daily Planet, but there's potential there, and there's some paint work you can do. It looks like should be a different color. This has a good feel. It feels heavy. I don't know why. I don't know why these two figures in hand. Maybe because they're totally unique sculpts. They feel like a different company made them, and I don't want to slight DC Multiverse or McFarlane, because I adore this line. But with that being said, the quality feels better on this figure. I'm not gonna lie. Like having this figure, who is a big hunk of gorgeous sculpt but feels cheap, and then having this guy and he doesn't feel cheap. If that means something to you, if that sways why you may or may not buy a figure, because you might, if you have no clue who this character is, like I don't, but I know it's Freeze. I know it's Mr. Freeze. But if you don't even care about DC at all, I could see someone buying this figure just because it's cool looking and it's so unique. So let's move on to Skeletor. Okay, there's New Adventures Skeletor and New Adventures He-Man. This is like He-Man in space. This might be the best, one of the better skull face Skeletor head sculpts they've done. They always whiff on human faces. Nice looking figure. Got some like weird, dirty dry brushing, which I kind of like. Looks like this guy's been through some shit. Yeah, fun figure. I gotta heat up these ankle joints though. They're in that. I hate when ankle joints get in that in between spot where it's too far back or too far forward, and it causes him not to be able to stand up. That's an issue with a lot of McFarlane figures, but I never have to heat their ankles up. At least these guys have to be heated up. This is only a $22 figure. 7 inches, cloth cape, removable helmet, extra hands, and, this is what this is what I've been talking about as far as collecting. Think out of the box, because collecting isn't always about collecting the thing you love, because then you're just collecting always for nostalgia. I don't even like the New Adventures He-Man, but I want a cool figure to mess around with and maybe repaint and just look at for a few months or a year. And then if you don't like it, you freaking resell it. So some cool stuff today. Greaser Soups. I gotta apologize not apologize, but my man Bones in the Necro Zoo said in his video, when you get it off that neck and you mess with it, it kind of grows on you. It isn't that bad. And I thought he was fucking crazy, but I kind of like it. That's that for today's show. Till next time, take care, have fun.